would be a good time to ingest some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to the home of the Penn State Nittany Lions, Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollock from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The Nittany Lions will put total leather and will get started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Minnesota's offense will dial up the first ball plays in this one. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you've got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Caught near the sticks, it's Tracy. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. Last completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Wants to throw on first down. Looking to buy time. Got his man. Knocked down for the tackle. Smart throw there. Just go ahead, get what you can, keep the ball moving forward.
Well, and I think a lot of times you see QBs in this situation, they want to scramble, they want to take off, they want to try to make something happen. I love it when you just make the easy play. The easy throw to the running back, pick up several yards, make the next down more manageable.
The Golden Gophers have their offense in high gear. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. The pull and throw off the RPO. And good coverage by the defense, just a short game. Now, I know you two never faced off against each other in an actual rivalry game other than the Thanksgiving morning turkey bowl. But knowing you two the way I do and the way you know each other, Jesse, what would you have done to try to throw Pollock off a little bit on a stage like this?
In our opening 10-play script, I would have had David Pollock cut blocked, maybe even double-team high-low, chop blocked on every single play early.
Which is illegal, you bum. That's fine. But that's fine. You know what? I guess in retaliation to that, we would have just roughed the passer over and over, taking the 15-yard penalty. That's what's fun about this, Reese. It's petty. It's sometimes it crosses the line of dirty, but that's why rivalries are so fun.
Trying to burn this defensive back. And it was worth going for a chunk. But the long pass is incomplete. High the chains now on second and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. To get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
Great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. The critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
This offense wants to get out of the gate fast on their first drive of the game, plus territory. They'll go for it on 4th down. He's got it, 1st down and more. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
Well, to heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a two-shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decide to go for it, throw it.
He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Minnesota! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
How about the start from this offense? What a drive. Just when they needed a 3rd down conversion, they got it. They put a bunch of plays together, kind of wore the defense out, and in the end, punched it in for 6.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Penn State's offense will go to work for the first time. And we've got a superb matchup to watch here, David. One of the best quarterbacks in the country. And how much will he be willing to challenge one of the best corners in the land?
Well, and it's going to be more interesting to me, Jesse, do they let him make the play? Like, does he choose to go after him and believe in his ability and believe in his matchups, or do they stay away from him? Because a lot of people stay away from him. He's that good out wide that you don't want that smoke. And I'm interested to see, Jesse, if he has the onions to go after the corner and try to make plays.
Well, one thing we know about him for sure is he's a believer in his own arm talent. He's the kind of guy that thinks he can fit the football into the smallest windows, but you're right. He's got to pick his battles and be careful when he decides to attack this guy, because he has picked off some really good quarterbacks in the past, and you know he's just licking his chops, hoping for a chance today.
And the Nittany Lions have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Man, those last 2 plays were disasters, and now it's 3rd and 17. Johnson wants to throw it. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. The Nittany Lions will call on their punt team. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Gets the first one of the day out of there, and we saw a lot of him in that loss last week, 4 times to be exact. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with his 7-0 lead. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
They just have not been able to get this guy going. They've thrown it to him over and over again here in the 1st quarter, and QB and him just not able to link up. The defense knew that was where this guy was going to be looking, but these two, they've got to find a way to get on the same page.
Getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for a loss.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Bringing the heat. What a job to lay out and make the catch. That's going to do it for the quarter, and Minnesota has the lead here. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They're in their own territory, but they are undeterred. 4th and inches, and they'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. The incomplete. As 4th down fails, and they'll turn it over. Wide receiver going in motion. Johnson looking to throw. It's caught. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. New set of downs after the completion. The give to the back. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense. The Nittany Lions with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Going to swing it on 2nd down. And the shot to the middle of the field falls to the turf. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Finds a tight end. And he'll... And then Wilson. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. Looking for the tie with the extra point. How about the renaissance of the tight ends? Inline, flexed out, split out. They can do a little bit of everything.
They really can, and they're asked to block a lot of the times, too. But I'll tell you what, all the wide receivers out wide, the fancy toys, the fancy spread, don't forget about that tight end. He does a little bit of everything, and then you reward the big fella throwing the ball, and he catches. So he really can't do a little bit of everything in an offense.
They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Finds the tight end. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and pick up pretty good yardage.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a 1st down. The give from the gun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Running into the open space. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. These old girders are rocking on 3rd down here at Beaver Stadium. From the gun, wants to pass. Gets open down the middle. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short. They were really hopeful he could make a guy or 2 miss and pick up the 1st down, but he comes up a little short.
Yeah, and it's great defense. It's defense understanding where the sticks are, not missing tackles, getting the guy on the ground quickly. Really nice job by the defense understanding the situation.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Grab near the sticks. It's Tracy. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. Move those chains without a hitch. Well, actually, with a hitch, but you get the point.
I like that. Nicely done. The defense probably should have understood the ball was coming out quick, something like a hitch, a slant, a screen, something fast. They didn't. QB gets it on the money. Receiver gets the extra yards. Easy pitch and catch for the 1st down.
And the Golden Gophers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Floats it out in space. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the 1st down.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. The Golden Gophers send out the punt unit. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Using the pads, using the stiff. Using all kind of strength to get it across the 25 to the 26.
Love the decision-making by the quarterback there on the RPO play. Defense took everything away deep down the field, so just check it down, get it to your guy in the right flat, and let him go get yards.
Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the 1st half. The Nittany Lions come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. On 3rd and short, they'll go to the power running game. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss. The Nittany Lions will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Takes it on the return. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Opening play of the drive from the 39. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Fires to the wideout. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB. Intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. The second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. You've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Lanier. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. The offense in its own end, still needing a couple of yards for the 1st down, but they'll stay out there and go for it on 4th. And it's going to be batted down. They'll turn over on downs. Johnson wants to throw it. Fires to the middle. Got him downfield. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds after picking up a couple. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Back to pass. And he just threw that one away. Safe move, didn't see anything, lived to play another play. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Here comes the heat. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. Unleashes to the end zone. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down cover. Wants to go up top. Fires into the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
Well, the defense is making some big plays here right up against their own goal line. They forced 2 straight incompletions, now setting up 3rd down. You're expecting pass again. Is this a situation where they're going to want to blitz, or do they stay back, play zone, and try to break on the ball?
He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Splits the uprights. Good. And with that, they've taken the lead. So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this 1st half. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
You just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision-making.
He unleashes a long one. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. Taking it the other way. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Johnson looking to throw. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. And the Golden Gophers will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback, then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Grabbed in the middle, and Saunders. And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head. And the Nittany Lions come to the line with a new set of downs. On the run, it's Brock. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Looking to fire. Got it in the middle, it's Brock. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Nittany Lions come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Shoots his way for more. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. The Nittany Lions are on the move. Leaves it with the back. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. They've got a really good drive going, but a little speed bump here at 2nd and 13. Johnson wants to throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Saunders. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. The Nittany Lions have taken it inside the 20. Holds and fires complete to the right. He goes out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Back to pass. He wants it all. Touchdown, Penn State! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And a really nice job understanding I got to get to that gap where there's a little bit of open space in the middle of the field when I run that post route. QB lays it out for him, and he catches it, gets 2 feet in bounds, in the end zone, touchdown.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. To the air on 1st down. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a 1st down. Passing game kept his drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. He fires to the left side. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Couldn't connect on 1st down. Now back to the air. Trying to make magic with his feet. Picks up the 1st down and gets down to avoid contact.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man, though. Don't force the football. We already got to make big plays. The defense knows it, too. Nice job pulling it down. Getting the first down. Now you got to keep it going.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Wants to go up top. Finds his man. It's Tracy. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Got some room to run. He's at the 40. He'll be stopped, but not before. Football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Oh, better check some ankles. He makes a move and gets down to the 24.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
And it's loose. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. They knocked him down after the takeaway, and a big play for this defense. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Going right to work up top. Breaks into the open. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a first down. The Golden Gophers moving quickly to the line.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
They'll need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. Looking to throw on first down. And they can't make the connection, and 3 quarters are in the books as we head to the 4th. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now, at home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Throws to the wideout. It's incomplete, and it also might be what is called a learning experience, and one this freshman got away with. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. They're back to within a touchdown. 17-10 is the score.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Takes a handoff. It's Brock. They stop him after a 6-yard run out to the 24.
And how about this offense, man? Being able to succeed, still winning without their bell cow, without their star being their star. This offense has not had a great game on the ground, but they're still in the lead.
the shovel. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Trying to move the sticks on third down. Johnson looking to throw. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. The Nittany Lions will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll send the back in motion. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's blocked. Good pick up there as he gets the 1st down. They'll mark him at the 48. And the Nittany Lions are flying down the field. That's caught. It's Ivy.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Grab near the marker. It's strong. Finds a crease at the 20. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a final update on a clash between top 15 teams. Oregon overcame a tough opponent, and not only that, a raucous crowd. The Ducks tuned out all the noise and showed this team can win on its field, your field, or a neutral field. Well done. Always fun to see two of the game's better.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He's got it inside the 25. A massive pickup on that one, and they're in business at the 21.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. And the Golden Gophers racing to the line in the hurry-up. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Floating away. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Looking for the goal line. He found some running room and needed just a few inches more to put it in the end zone. Trying to pound their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Golden Gophers!
And how about this offensive line? 3rd and goal, you gotta have it. They flew off of the ball. They got some push. They made that easy on their running back to score that touchdown.
And the extra point is good as they close to within a touchdown, 24-17. He'll bring it back from inside his spot. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Lining up to convert 3rd down. Johnson wants to throw it. Catch in the middle. It's Saunders. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. Motion from the wideout. And the quick shuffle pass underneath. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. This tight end just creates matchup problems no matter how you try to defend him.
How about the catch radius on him, too? So as a quarterback, you don't have to be perfect when throwing it to him. You just got to get it somewhere in his vicinity, and he can come up with the catch.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They have it at the 43, 3rd and short, trying to avoid making it. Turning it on! They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Timeout. By the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Brock. At the 35, he's got more. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback's just going to take a knee. This is why the passion of college football runs so deep. The rivalries, and when you lose, man, does it stick with you.
No doubt about it, Reese.